Understand that the world is constantly evolving in alignment with the collective well-being of all life, with or without humans. We humans decide to what degree we are willing to learn and accept our roles in the perfect balance of interdependence. We must understand that the interdependence of all life and of all the resources that we see, they are all perfectly balanced in a web that we can't change. We can embrace our roles and thrive, or we can refuse to embrace our roles, and that will be to our demise. Each life is provisional to all lives, and it's perfectly balanced within this collective well-being and within all the resources. This is the unity and harmony of heaven on earth. Being aware of interdependence and trusting ideas that are made from love creates new solutions and a greater sense of internal peace and of internal power. For ever increasing awareness, understand that harmony is playing out even though your brain can't see all the notes to this global song. This is how the world works. We are alive because of our interdependence. Each life impacts all others. We choose whether to get stuck in ignorant beliefs that do not serve all lives, or whether to cling to the peace that we can have when we are conscious of our interdependence that holds our health and our aptitude. Number 9, our physical bodies are a part of nature, and they show us the perfect balance of nature. When we have pain, it is our body's way of alerting us to address an issue. We then have a choice. We can attend to the issue in a healthy way, leading us into increased health, and often a health that we had before we had the pain, or we can ignore the pain at our own peril and potentially increase the pain. We can see painful issues and events from a limited perception, ignoring the fact that healthy solutions will always increase the collective well-being, thereby improving our own well-being. Or we can use a more comprehensive perception and know that the discomfort is leading us into choices for learning about and growing into our collective greater well-being. A true solution for anyone is never destructive for anyone else. Number 10. We are a very small part of a very large system, an infinite system. Each of us has the potential to affect other lives more powerfully than we can ever understand. Whether we are noticing it or not, everything has a bigger purpose than what our human brains can comprehend. We really don't even understand who we are. We're always asking, why are we here? This question assumes, this why are we here question, it assumes a cause and effect paradigm. But it's best to let go of the limited idea that the cause and effect paradigm is comprehensive. The cause and effect paradigm is fine for understanding and using that idea, but remember that there is always more happening beyond your linear awareness of cause and effect. The cause and effect paradigm is a tool that can be very useful, but don't use it to create a perceptual limit. Number 11. When you let love control you and have reverence for all life, you will feel the freedom and the peace that come from surrendering the limited idea that you know the reasons behind and ahead of what is happening. Now, I want to take a minute or two to share an experience that I had last year, in which I had an opportunity to see a challenging situation with either a micro perspective or to look for a greater purpose for the situation. I went to get an item repaired, and it was a critical item that I was using to keep connected with other people during the pandemic. The process of what I expected to be a one-time appointment for a simple repair evolved into several trips and several appointments. After the first fix, or the first trip, a larger malfunction arose, and then in the fixing of that, cascading issues arose with the item. The repair personnel were baffled and they were frustrated at first, as they said they hadn't seen a problem like this before. But over time, they became increasingly patient. And I do want to mention that I was not charged extra for any of these new issues. So the other thing that happened was, on top of all of the issues with the device, some of the necessary repair people were ill, and so they weren't available. I was intrigued and curious about the greater purpose of this ongoing saga that seemed to last forever. Although it was all very inconvenient and caused significant limitations in my use of the critical device, both for personal and for work tasks, I was curious, and I wondered about the connections I was having with the people at the shop and about the peacefulness in the shop, in the space there. I wondered if this sense of peace was coming from from me and them, or if it was coming from something else, or if it was coming from all the factors that were involved. And mostly, I wondered what the greater purpose for all of this was. The more that I was open to the possibilities, the more I learned and practiced a greater patience in both myself and with the repair people. And my sense of well-being, it evolved, and it helped me to see that I was a part of some greater purpose that was growing. As the series of events unfolded, I really realized more and more that there was a purpose much greater than just repairing this device. Each time I was there waiting, I felt more and more at peace with the time that was being used. And although I had no idea what the bigger purpose was, I was literally enjoying the inner peaceful experience. And I was so glad to be a part of something beyond my ability to comprehend. It was clear to me, it was so clear, that the purpose was greater than just fixing my device. And it was greater than anything that I was aware of or that I knew. Also, I was so very glad not to be caught up in a limited perspective that would have led to frustration and confusion and maybe even to blame and division and anger. Number 12, have you ever had a moment when you felt down and someone else's love brought light into your dark moment? Love is our stability, and darkness is not sustainable. Love gives us the strength to see in the dark and bring light into the dark. So bring light into your moments, into every moment, no matter what. Imagine this. Think about walking on a dark path. To light the path, you have a lamp. Your life is the path. Your perception is the lamp. The dimmer the lamp's light, the less comprehensive your understanding of the path will be. And if you fuel your lamp, your perception, with fear, opposition, blame, or greed, your lamp will be dim and your path will be so difficult to see. You'll be more easily misled into more blame and more fear and more division. But if you believe your best fuel is love, your lamp, your perception will be clear and your life will have more light.